Now, why should parents choose the spouse for the son or the daughter? Let's go to the book of Tobit, chapter 4, and verse 12. It says, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly, mainly, this is the main thing I want you to do. Take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now, this was exactly what I was telling you about before. Notice it says, we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred. So even though Laban, it said Laban the Syrian, Bethuel the Syrian, and Rebekah came out of that house, right? It never said Rebekah the Syrian. And it's not Syrian in the context of another nation. It was the people of that region of Aram. And this is where you have the language Aramaic, because Aramaic is a sister language to the Hebrew. It's very close. So he was talking about a tongue. He wasn't saying they're separate nations, because Nahor and Abraham both came out of Terah. They came from that chosen lineage of Adam. That's what I was talking about. So don't let anyone say to you that no, we can have wives of other nation because Jacob's wives were Syrian. No, they were Adamites living in the south of the Chaldeans of Mesopotamia. They were not of another nation. Let us confirm this language with Laban, the Syrian, and Jacob. Let us go to the book of Genesis, chapter 31 and 47. It says, this is where they made an oath. They came to an agreement, right? I'm just getting straight to it. It says, and Laban called it Jegar Sahadutha, but Jacob called it Galeed. The same word that Laban called it in his tongue, it carried the meaning as the heap of testimony, because they were getting into that oath. Jacob called it Galeed, which is the heap of testimony. So the same meaning, two different words, because two different way of speaking. It doesn't mean that they're two separate nations, two separate bloodline, two separate lineage. No, they were Adamites. Now let's go back to the book of Tobit, chapter 5 and verse 11. We're going to start at verse 10. 10. This is in the context of the father would know the family of the other person. This is not about a marriage, but it's given the same essence of the father would know the history of that family to say, okay, yes, it's a good man, you can trust him, right? So it's the same if you're gonna marry somebody, your father or your mother can say, oh no, I know that house. Don't get involved with those people, because what you're seeing is you're seeing the children, but you don't know the history of that family. Don't get involved with them. They do this, they do that, they do. Don't get involved. That story is not out there, but the older folks would know that. Now, this is Tobit chapter 5 and verse 10. It says, then Tobit said unto him, brother, Shew me of what tribe and family thou art. To whom he said, Dost thou seek for a tribe or family, or an hired man to go with thy son? Then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred and name. Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Ananias the great, and of thy brethren. This is what Tobit said. Then Tobit said, Thou art welcome, brother. Be not now angry with me, because I have inquired to know thy tribe and thy family, for thou art my brother of an honest and good stock. For I know Ananias and Jonathas, son of the great Samaeas, as we went together to Jerusalem to worship and offer the firstborn and the tenth of the fruits, and they were not seduced with the error of our brethren. My brother, thou art of good stock. You see, so the father would know the history. Because you see, he mentioned other names that Azarias did not mention. So he knew the family. They kept the feast together. They used to go back, a few times a year to Jerusalem to keep. They used to give alms together. So he knows the quality of this man that he was entrusting his son with to go with. Now it's the same essence when you say, "Oh, I'm talking to such and such person." Your mother or your father can say, "No, that man, he did this to that person over there, and he did that, and she was accomplishing this," and but you don't know these things. So this is why it's important. This is why they always talk about the forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They kept that to stay with their seed. Now, let us finish up on this and go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26. And we're going to start at verse 19. It says, My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. Same thing as what Tobit just talked about. Same thing like I said in the beginning about male and female. You want to sow the seed in the spirit of somebody who is fruitful, who will take care of your children the way that you would want them to be a mother to the children, who will support you along your goals, who you can trust that if I place this in her hands, it's going to turn gold. Somebody you know that, okay, you can leave for a long journey, go on some business or whatever it is, go to deal with some thing regarding the congregation, and you come back and your house is still in order. Children are well kept, your wife conducts herself properly, everything is well taken care of. She doesn't need to have to be calling you to say, okay, this person is here, what should I do? She knows what to do. She just needs to give you a report to say, hey, such and such came by and I did this, and you just give the report. She knows what to do.